All right, what's up? How we doing, everybody? What's up? Check, check, check. All right, welcome to the stream. Let's get it today. Putting in the work, baby, day by day. Okay, so we got a lot going on. Let's pop open Discord and get going. How's everyone's day going? What's up, McCurtis? What's up, Joe? What's up, Louise? Andy? Happy to have y'all here. And this is just like our Friday stream. We're going to put out some plays, look for some opportunities. And, you know, we got the possibility to swing some stuff. So I'll gauge the market, figure out how safe the swing trade could be. And from there, we'll try to get some trades in for you guys. And yeah, we'll go over the past, figure out how everything was looking, and maybe there's still some opportunity in the last charts that we put out for Friday. But in general, you know, you guys are just putting in 2 hours of your 10,000 hours today to get better at this and hopefully become a master in something you're passionate about. So these are just 2 more hours of all the hard work you're going to be doing and getting closer to that goal of yours. Whatever it is, hoping I can get you there faster through teaching my knowledge, showing you the charts, and doing some live trading. So I think Jay was on the stream today for about 4 hours, 3 hours. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for you guys to see that. So let's start out how we normally do, looking at this SPY and figuring out where it wants to go. And then we'll start gauging all the other stocks. So the SPY has been flat. We've been pretty much ready for this since Monday. Where is it? The high of the previous Friday, multiple Fridays ago, has not been broken. You can see on the futures, we touched it. You know, we topped out on Friday here, topped out here, and then we can't break here. So it's a good sign we're pushing on the level, but we got to be patient on the break. So all this means is that all of our plays that we're putting out are just going to chop with the market. We're not going to get any directional moves until the breakout. And I do think big tech could produce this. But if Apple and Facebook fell during earnings, that's going to take down the index. And so that means it's going to drag down everything we have as calls. So if we're taking calls today, the only downside is that there's some bad earnings for Apple and Facebook, and I think Amazon's this week. And so that has a huge move on the market. About 10% of the market on the index's market cap is FANG stocks. So what they do greatly affects everything else. And just a quick tool, guys, if you want some added value for this stream, if you like playing earnings, for Thursday, I'm going to put out a video on how you could play earnings safer. There's a site called Option Slam, which is free. And it shows you the price and move for a lot of different earnings this week. And what this does is it helps you if you want to, swing trade stuff or sell options, it's a great place to go. This stock is 20% move and 30% move. So priced in moves are based on the option chain. And I'm releasing a video Thursday discussing this, but 14% priced in, 17. So a lot of these stocks you don't know of because they're kind of random, but Starbucks has a 5% move. Visa has a 4% move. I'm trying to find one that we're familiar with. AMD has a 10% move. So that one, would be interesting to use a options earnings strategy with, but we don't hold options through earnings. I don't think anyone should, but there's an opportunity for option sellers when you're doing this. You can see from the Bread Alert site that there's a lot of random stocks in here for the first time in a while because of earnings. So Pinterest really isn't in here often, and Pinterest is paying 4%. PayPal is not in here often. Spotify. So they do have earnings, which are jacking up their premiums, making it great for option sellers. And Twitter, 6%, Microsoft, 5%, just for selling options. And this is like one of the fewest times you'll ever see these stocks on here because generally they don't have options that decay this much. So it's a real awesome week if you're an option seller. And this is something we could discuss on the next option selling stream. Maybe I got Spencer teach it. But that's the only time I'll ever mess with earnings is maybe selling options. To that, there's something that you guys may not have known that I'm going to throw in your toolbox for you. Let's go through our charts and let's look for some opportunities. My charts are up here, and I'm just going to go through them quick. And then we'll go through the 3 plays I put out a while ago. Home from Friday till today has been a 2-day run. So again, we have been like 9 for 10 on the charts from Friday. So, you guys can't limit this group to just being a call out group because the charts we put out are huge for directional moves. They're very accurate most of the time. It's all about entry exit. So if you can start out with a good chart, you give yourself the best chance of success. If you don't know how to chart, this is a great place to look at things to start understanding common patterns that we love. And look at this, we got a gap up on Chewy. So this is exactly what I was looking for, is that run and gap. So Chewy, another successful chart, $80 to 83. And so what we're doing on this stream today is putting out more great charts. But you can't limit this to a call out group because I only play 1 or 2 of them. And if you're following me, you're not really learning a lot. I can nail 200% on Python overnight, but what do you get out of that long term? $200 maybe? Like long term, what does that really help you do? So at Oxy, as you can see, we did get the pop, but it just couldn't commit. So 26, it's actually still above Friday. But Oxy just not going. So we got a 1-day move in Oxy. Boom, Friday. And then today even gapped up higher. But you guys have to learn that the market is not linear. If you're on a very small time frame, which we are, we're looking at 4-hour to hourly candles. These things, if the market doesn't commit, they don't commit. So if they don't run, you don't get your 100%ers. So 30% has to be good enough some weeks for you, because sometimes the market just doesn't directionally go to give you that chance of getting a 100%er. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the charts we had from Friday were just excellent for short-term profits. I mean, even Target from yesterday till today was a nice run, but from Monday down was not a good run, stopped us out. So Target may be good later this week, but hasn't run yet, which makes me nervous. So EA, 70% yesterday. If you guys can get 70% in this group and you're not taking profit, I really don't know why you're here, because this one almost hit my last price target of 100%. So yeah, we really, with a market that hasn't made a directional move in a couple of days, it's really hard to get those 100%ers. So EA, we call it good enough. That was a small-ish move. And then the last one, CCL, basically Friday till Monday was 100%. So if you're not taking profit, if you're letting things ride, short-term options aren't for you. You got to go to like the weeklies or the monthlies and play bigger charts, because what we do in this group is set things up on a quicker time frame and try to make profits overnight, or try to make profits in a couple of days, because most people don't have the patience to put on a weekly or monthly option and wait 10 days. So we try to teach on the fastest time scale. So number one, you can practice and get better at execution at a huge velocity that's very hard to get used to. And number two, hopefully, we can make some quick profits, because that's always fun. But what we're doing is just going through the charts yet again. And I think CCL looks great. I just don't know why it's not committing to this breakout here. So CCL, man, those moving averages all flat. We got the Bollinger Band squeezing. It just looks like it's ready here. Look how tight it is. So got a trend line touch there, retest. On the weekly, just not committing. So I like the chart, but what I've learned in the stock market, if something has to hang for too long, it's mostly losing momentum from buyers here. And so the sellers, if they pause too long, the sellers take it. And that's where it gets dicey holding things. Let's start out with IPOs. And we'll just go through our IPO list and look for some opportunities. So again, everything I'm going to teach you and look for is going to be in our 2 books, Bulletproof, Recession-Proof setups, for free in here. You got to read these about 3 times to really see what we're seeing. Premium bootcamp course, you got to go in here and go through how our group works, how options work, how to avoid day trades, best broker. It's like your starter course to really get your momentum going. But most people messaging me are very confused on our terminology, and they want us to explain things more from what I've heard. But it all starts with getting your baseline knowledge. So this is like your baseline knowledge place. If you don't understand what we're talking about, you got to put it in the baseline so we can start building you up to the next steps. We can't really dumb down stuff too much more than this. So it's just a matter of putting in that time and to get better and understand at least the minimum. All right, let's go to the IPOs. Let's go. So what I'm looking for is a setup that is making a new high of the week, maybe a new high of last week. I'm not looking for something that is chopping, reversing. I'm looking for just a clear trend somewhere. Charge point, little reverse there. So EV stocks, they have earnings because of NIO. So I don't want to trade EV right now. Tesla did not have great earnings, so they're going to drag down the whole EV market. And it's just not a great time to kind of guess on these things. If they don't have real direction, there's too many earnings factors. So earnings in a similar sector is still going to affect the stock, unfortunately. VLDR, we got this nice trend line run. This is beautiful. Dang, $16. Really, really nice there. And so Tilray, we finally got this breakout here. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful move. But like I've showed you on most of these charts, once they move out of this range, it's like 2 days and then they start reversing. And you saw it on a lot of these charts like Neo and Zoom. There's Neo, like at 2 days, reverse. Just these triangle breakouts are not really getting huge momentum. And we've been waiting for this genomic stock to take off. It's pretty much there, honestly, but it's just pausing again right at resistance. So like I said before, if something takes too long to really go, it's most likely not going to go. If it pauses for too many days, it just doesn't have it. So we're going to move through. We're looking for something, man, Poshmark again. We took this stock over here. It didn't commit, and we finally got the pop. I love Poshmark long term, but I just can't. I can't nail this bottom. This bottom is very hard to trade and find it, but looks good so far. I mean, it's moving, but it's not really getting volume. So let's skip through that. Purple on earnings, big drop, and came back, but earnings coming up again. So again, you can see this chart, just no direction, and stock really hasn't changed price since October. So if the price hasn't really moved much since 6 months ago, then there's no direction. The directional move is just not there. I'm just skipping through most of these here. I'm seeing the same thing on every single chart, just red inside days today. A lot of red inside days. Skills, one of my favorite stocks long term. Got a red inside day too. Plenty of volume though. Look at this volume buildup. This is like insane. And this is when something goes up this much, this is where you see the premiums paying out a ton. And when the premiums pay out a ton, you can get the stock at a discount. You can put covered calls on it, do pretty well. Look at a firm finally off the bottom. I've been waiting for a firm here. And so this is one that I like off the bottom. So we got a nice bottom move, resistance touch. Affirm's definitely one of my favorite stocks from a recent IPO. But these candles really just aren't committing. So a little too choppy. And then, like I said, Spotify has earnings tomorrow. So we just can't take this, but beautiful move there. So yeah, most of these SPACs and IPOs just having an inside day, kind of struggling here with the market. And with this chop, we really are having a hard time. We're going to have a hard time finding opportunities. MP, one of my favorite stocks long term, just hit a nice bottom. And this is probably one of the stronger plays because you can see we're basically at the high of the week. We wicked out really hard today. On the bottom of the candle, there's a huge wick. And what I will do is see if there's a resistance trend line in our way, which there could be. We do have earnings May 6th. So the only downside is I think these are monthlies. So this would be tough to get. Let's just check out, confirm that first. These are monthlies, yeah. So I typically stay away from monthlies just because too much time on it. And with earnings, it's going to have a baked in premium. It's a lot larger. Yeah, nothing is really coming off the bottom with conviction here. Growth stocks just pausing today. Yeah, Palantir inside candle. So I think I just need to go onto the value stocks list I have. Early stocks just still not setting up for opportunities. And I went through almost the whole list here. I can't find one opportunity. And I guess we'll just have to look around here. So we do have some support on Etsy. Inside candle here. Ugly top wick. It'd be better if it was a bottom wick. But that means Snap had earnings today. So Snap inside candle even after earnings. Sam Adams earnings. Everything has earnings. This is just a dicey place to play the market. JD, look at these nice inside candles. 1, 2, 3. That's a good range. And then we're breaking out of the range here. So JD has some legs. And you can see from the weekly chart, we got a full green candle right here. And so JD coming up to the 80 level, 82 level looks very reasonable. So I'm not a big fan of playing the Chinese stocks, but let's see what we got on the downtrend here. So again, just connect the highs. If you can connect as many of them as possible, you know you did it correctly, or you just have the highest chance of finding the right one. But yeah, this looks great. Resistance is still pretty high, so that's a decent size candle today. It's finishing at the high. So this is one chart. I don't think we have a clear entry yet, but I'll look at it later. I would like to see a move in about 10 days to there. And so when you come off the bottom on a run, just connect the candle bodies. This gives you a possible entry point in the future. And this allows you to channel it too. You can kind of create a channel for this. And this is the only downside. We do have if we do create the channel, we do see the resistance. Let's move this there. Yeah, if you find the bottom, it'll apply to the top too. So we got room, but little resistance if we do hold the channel. So skip that for now. But that's how I dissect the bottom. Playing the bottom is not easy, but you're looking for something that's got some room to run. Starbucks had earnings or will have earnings. Yeah, after the bell today. Starbucks is really tight and it looks really good. And so Whirlpool, Ambo, and some of the pros are talking about how the housing market's so strong, new homes, everything, appliances are probably going to get a huge benefit. So Whirlpool, social arb play here, and just try to dissect the chart, figure out any type of resistance. What I'll do is just make a alert if it crosses that line. Again, so much resistance in some of these charts. We're not getting clear runs here. A lot of inside action. So not sure where we go. We got to really make the move. Had a hard time breaking out post earnings. And Zoom, I'm tired of looking at this chart. Zoom, this is going to be fun though. We're going to put a nice channel here. Zoom is pretty much bound to this channel. So all you do is you add an alert for when it is exiting the channel. And this allows you to know the up or down move on Zoom when it happens. And this is great. So tight, hasn't moved. I do think when it does, it's going to be exciting. And we'll be alerted for that right away. All right, going through larger caps. We got, so inside candle on Walmart. We called this sell-off on Monday. Pretty deep dive. And again, look at this resistance line coming right at it. So Walmart, a hopeful run today, but smacking it right into resistance. So This is a decent put play. Again, like most charts are just not setting up for big moves. So we'll put this on, but might be selective today. You know, some days everything lines up like it did last Friday and we have 20 plays do well. And some days the market's just way too tight where you just can't get much from it. So Walmart here looking like it could sell off again after the resistance touch. And I'll get some more information on this. Let's try it again. WMT. All right. And the only reason I'm liking the resistance touch is because it's double. It's got one here, it's got one here. Worst case scenario, we gap up tomorrow, but we'll get some more information on the Bollinger Bands and everything later if we go to enter this. And so Baidu, very flat. Candle bodies are like $2. It's just not enough for a $200 stock. So we got to stay away from something like that. CGC selling off at resistance. CGC's been looking like crap for a while and just keeps coming off key levels. Look at this. CGC does not look good. So again, as a trader, I'm just looking to play momentum and I'm just going in the direction with it. So I'm not really trying to play reversals in the market. I'm really just trying to find a chart that's moving somewhere and trying to squeeze it. And so our only weakness in this is that the market or the stock reverses and the chart switches on in an instant. So sometimes with momentum, you do get quick reversals because we're usually taking things at extreme points where it's either go or don't go. And then if it doesn't go, it really reverses. So that's the only danger of playing at some of these momentum plays. So CGC, looking for continuation. This stock looks hurt. Actually weak. Yeah, that's just another bearish chart. So I'm starting to see maybe bearish trend forming in the market here. And that just means we might get some market weakness. I haven't seen too many great charts with everything pulling back today. Look at that. What the heck is that line? I think I drew that line a while ago. Yeah, Apple has earnings. Let's not play it before earnings. A little dangerous, Dollar General here did not break, false break, and came down. So just dancing on the trend line. No direction yet, but I'm liking that long-term resistance on it. AutoZone. Intel, geez. Sufferfest here. Yeah, Intel does not really have much support once it breaks 57-ish. Stock's getting slammed. It's tough to watch. All right, so what we're looking for is a great support level. We're looking for momentum move up. We're looking for something making a new high. Damn, I hate to say it, but target still looks good. TGT, look at that inside candle. Inside candle on daily. Just a perfect Oh, geez, just a perfect setup. So again, like I said, our setups are good. It's just about being patient and getting the right entry point. TGT might just take a couple more days than we thought, but looks great here. Looking great for a move in the next 4 to 7 days. Could see a breakout from this. So typically, whenever you get a big candle followed by an inside candle, it's followed by a breakout candle. So target had the candle range was set here with this big candle, and then inside candle here, inside candle here, inside candle here. So this is where the sellers are trying to push down the stock. So the sellers are in control. They can't make a new high. They can't make a new high. The buyers can't. They can't make a new high. But the sellers also can't make a new low, can't make a new low, can't make a new low. So this is basically you're drowning out the sellers from their momentum. And then eventually momentum shifts and the buyers make a new high soon. But when the sellers can't bust the low, bust through the low here, it's typically a bad sign. And again, this might just be a longer term move here. Oh my gosh, put up my chart. Fire Discord. Yeah, so I might take target for like next week's options. I might put a pause on the weeklies this week. I think it's a little bit too risky, but we'll see what the chart looks like. Or yeah, the chart later when we check it out. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Oracle. And so this one I like a lot because came down from the highs, bounced, and basically trading sideways, really respecting a top here, it looks like. So this could be flagging and then create another move lower. But it looks like we are busting a little bit higher than the previous highs here. So I don't know if that's going to flag and drop. There's net. We were looking for net to run to 84. Going to happen in one day. Beautiful. NVIDIA, right off trend line resistance here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. And we're getting an ugly lower high. So if we respect that, NVIDIA might be dropping back into the green. A little bit too expensive though. Not a fan of playing something like that. And so we do have Yeti here just inching higher as we are breaking the trend line. So the down move is not there. The weeklies, it looks like it just is about to go vertical, honestly. And so Yeti is a slow mover, but this could be fun with all these inside candles. I like it a lot. And so this isn't really a false breakout yet because we keep holding it. And again, the more we trade up here, the more we can avoid that sell-off underneath. So Yeti, looking for this stock to go vertical as we have had 2 bullish weeks in a row. So if we get a third, that should be a nice run over 90. So yeah, Yeti's looking great. So again, traders, the path is first off, every trader needs to have a great setup. And then once you have a great setup, you give yourself a chance to profit. And then once you are in the setup, you got to manage entry exits. So that's where you're trying to have your plan of where to get in, where to get out, and how to manage it along the way. But it all starts with a good setup, number one. But through the whole process, you need to understand emotions too. So figuring out how you can control them, because emotions are going to be the one thing that tanks your account all the time. You have too much conviction in one stock. You're obsessed with it. You don't think it can ever tank. You're attached to it, and that tanks your account because you bag hold it. So throughout this whole process, emotions are key to manage, and figuring out how you work as a trader and how you can control this stuff and understand yourself better. So yeah, I'm gonna talk some more about psychology later, but basically super important you guys have the best mindset when doing this. You're not here to make money in the beginning. You're here to just try and win. Find your edge and just try to win from it. And eventually just being able to win leads to some pretty awesome things. That's where you start accomplishing the goals of why you're doing this. Maybe you want to create a legacy. You want to donate the money, or you want to pay your bills. But it doesn't start with that goal. It starts off with trying to win first. Simple setup, just trying to win from a triangle move here. If I can start from a basic goal in life, I can accomplish the really big goals later. Once you master the basic stuff. So I do like all these candles here. These are 3 inside candles. And so we're bound to get this breakout move, and this could push us up to 356. And so this is Lulu. And Lulu has insane moat, great company. We have that Lulu mirror. That's pretty interesting. So diversifying, getting like subscription models type revenue now. 3 inside candles after major move, which could lead to a next leg up to 356. Sweet. So what I'll do is at about 115, I'll just go through risk to reward and find the best setup that makes the most sense to hold overnight. And I love VMware. This is like one of my stocks I've been waiting forever to break, and it finally is, but I'm just really not liking this level here. You got some wicks forming at 170. So I'm gonna have to walk past it. And we got HubSpot, Lowe's, boom, baby. And so huge uptrend, finally got the discounts. Where to get in now for the calls? That's the real question. So retail in general is trading greatly inside. And so this might be an opportunity to get a pop in retail. I might take some retail plays. So I'm putting up these charts because they can move in 1 to 2 days, or they can just move overnight. So once I put it out, if you want it, you can take it. I'm not going to enter everything. I may not enter anything. So if you're excited about something, don't hold yourself back. You're either going to learn something or you're not. You're either going to make money or you're not. So it's a win-win as long as you learn something from the process. But lows here, again, just very tight, very trickly, huge volume, could not break out. So maybe not my favorite setup. Home Depot hitting resistance, a lot of inside action. Spotify, dang, one of my favorite stocks. And earnings coming up for Spot. Workhorse, EV, just dead still. Gold coming off here. The gold chart is exactly the same as Bitcoin, it looks like. That's crazy. So Uber, I've been waiting for this on Uber. I like a move higher for this stock. A lot of inside action, really not committing yet. So as you can see here, the triangle is holding, but we're just not getting that up move. So I think Uber wants to crash through again. If it supports 57.20, I think we got a nice up move for Uber, but I don't know what the catalyst would be here. Space, I think space needs a down leg. We got a little bit too much here. So space is getting tight. This is a wedge, and this is just not in a uptrend. So a wedge in a downtrend like this is very bearish. And this might be my favorite setup of the day here. Zoom in just a tad here for space. And what we like is the wicks, lots of wicks forming. 1, 2, 3. So again, this is a wedge at the apex. Any apex setup is 50-50. It goes up or down. But we just have to put it in context to get a better idea of where it could go. So context is it's going down from the past couple months. It's got a small bounce here. I don't think it lasts. So just from the overall trend, from the wedge position, I do like a wedge drop here. I do have my buy zone for space being in the sub 20s. So I think it's there. I think it's coming. And the ARK sold like most of their space, if not all of it in some of their funds. So Richard Branson selling space, like nobody wants space. So overall, very bearish long-term trend. All right, so let's look at the option chain and just check risk reward here. So growth stocks had a good time. If we get a dollar move, it's 100% on the weeklies. A little too small amount of time on it for me. Earnings are May 4th. So next week, there are earnings for space. And for us to make 100%, we need a $1.50 move. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right, going back to space here. Oh, look at that. A little 3-cent drop as I'm talking. You wait there. Don't go anywhere, buddy. So as I always do, I'm just going to throw up the MAs and just check where we're at on them. So as you can see, that 10 moving average, we're kind of curling into here. Let me take off the VPRs here. And I think we are holding a key moving average on the daily. It's an ugly candle on the 4-hour though. So as you can see, down, flat, down, flat. So just thinking that trend could continue here. So scaling into shorter time frames. Every time we touch the 50 MA for here, for the 2-hour, we do sell off on it. So the recent trend is selling, 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 selling. And we just tapped it today and we sold. So unless there's some crazy news overnight that screws this this play up, I think it's going to come off that. We might be able to get away with weeklies. Just put a smaller amount in. We'll check it out later. It's a possibility here. I don't know if it's the best choice, but we'll check it out later. Again, just liking the dip, liking the dip and the flag or pennant there. So $1, it goes from 23 to 25. It's $1.50. It's about 100%. So it looks like 250. Sorry, 250 is 100%. So for space, that'd be 21-ish for 100%. And before earnings, so a little sketchy, but all right, moving through Verizon, just getting dropped hard here, gapping. It's never good to get a downtrend and then a gap continuation. And so Verizon, just a real ugly weekly candle. So I'm looking at a lot of ugly candles here. Verizon on the weekly, pretty decent for puts. Again, draw your trend lines. Just try to find the overall support resistance that could lead to an entry point. The support is here. So the downtrend for Verizon, I'm thinking probably is going to stop out over here. I think this is a nice range of support. So it's a dividend stock, so it's not easy getting these dividend stocks to really drop forever, but I like this. Down, consolidate, down, 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 down. So there's another opportunity. I think we're just seeing a lot of puts today. And this is a, man, 20-cent move. Drives me crazy. Some of these lower cap or lower costing stocks. Verizon looking for continuation down to 55, 70, 56 by the end of basically have a mixed bag this week though. We're up, we're down on these things. Haven't found clear direction. So we'll check some of this stuff out in about 20 minutes, just get a better picture. Apple totally flat before earnings. So maybe I'll stay live with you guys after the close. I know it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll check it out. Tilray, another pot stock coming out of the wedge. These things do not really hold post-wedge. So just like Oxy sold off, I think Tilray is going to sell off too. I feel like I just drew this. Deja vu here. Not chasing Levi though. Jeez. To the moon. AT&T. BBBY. And so this one interesting because we got a resistant touch here of the gap fill. So gap fills tend to be good places of resistance. We haven't touched it exactly though. Either way, it's not liking it. Not a fan of the chop though, so skip. Dividends are great. Dividends are a good thing. I personally would rather make 5% a week selling options. 5% a year, or even 2% a week. McDonald's looking really good. Earnings kind of busting that chart though. Take Two. Man, do we call this ugliness? Take Two is not continuing here much more to the upside. It just keeps falling. So we had this bearish chart for a while. And so the plays I put out from weeks ago still have the chance to continue with that momentum we found initially. And that's the beauty of what we do on these streams is we show you these charts and you can use them for weeks to come. If you don't know what to play today, just go through the past archive charts right here. Archive charts. And these show you all the past plays. So these help you. Oh no, the Verizon chart didn't come in. Nope. Yeah, you basically can go there and check out what looks good. Moving through Amazon into resistance, LB. A lot of tight candles, just not a fan. Pins, earnings. Pins is just so choppy. So choppy. 3M. Major post-earnings rip here. Interesting. ABB. Oh my goodness. Look how tight this chart is. So next leg up possible. That's a beauty of a chart. Earnings are 3 days out. A little too close to comfort. DraftKings finally got that move. I was looking for this wedge to break. Boom. I think we called this out on Friday. But that's a beautiful break. NEO coming down before earnings. ATVI. Yeah, a lot of ugly candles on the gaming stocks. Huge volume on Nike yesterday. That's weird. That's a very unusual amount of volume. And the stock didn't really move. So I don't know if that was like employee shares being bought or something, but that's a crazy amount of volume. And this was right at resistance too. So that could be seen as bearish. All right, right at resistance. Nike. Is it going to hold? Is it going to give this up? Not sure. Inside candle looking decent. It's hard to go against Nike. So I'm going to skip it for now. Nike's just a beast. Autodesk, skip. MGM. FedEx off of earnings or just some crazy thing. That chart looks great. I think we put that out last week, but FedEx looked really good. Clean gap. LVS. All right, we're almost done with these charts. Then we'll figure out our plays. Piton does not look good at the $100 level still. Skip for now. Lift earnings. Skip. So just looking for bigger candles, bigger ranges. We got a nice wick on EA, beautiful wick, right at support. You know, if you guys missed EA on Monday, this is still a decent entry point because of all the support here. Yeah, so EA in a couple days could be a nice pumper to that ultimate price target we had. Stitch Fix Square, called that pop from Friday. Ugly candle, might come back down. A lot of inside action on these stocks. So very, very good idea just to play these ranges. credit spreads, debit spreads. There's better ways to play things that are trading sideways. MU, this is Jay's call. I really liked it too after looking at it. And MU here, just riding up this triangle move. And we're about to possibly break through at the close. And from the past, I like things that don't have much resistance, and MU really doesn't. So really decent setup. I ain't totally in love with it, but skip for now. All right, moving through LUV. Airlines just tightening here. We got Ford from Friday being a clear winner still. That's a 2-day run in Ford so far. Alta right at resistance. PayPal, believe they have earnings. Facebook has earnings. Skip, Fastly, Ever, Oxy, AMD has earnings. Skip. And then JP Morgan, we love this chart because of the clear support here at 150. And we're not there yet. We're about $1 away from it. But JPM just inside trading here. And UAL, I think we put this one out on Friday. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful touch on UAL to resistance. And if we break this, possible chance to move higher here. So I like UAL. I like it a lot. Just trying to figure out, we're going to get new monthly candles, which is going to be exciting. All right, so UAL, we'll just milk this setup one more time. I do like the support here. Almost there, guys and gals. We will go over our setups and risk reward and look for trades real soon. Looking exciting for a trend line breakout. And the move, if we move outside this, is $2. So decent win. Earnings skip. What I might do is just take a call and a put today and take the best two, see what happens. I don't know if we have true direction in the market. Boeing looks good. Boeing had earnings. They have it tomorrow. Yeah, we have this recorded. If you guys need it, just message me for the link, and I'll send you the link to this stream recorded. Redfin. Growth stock finally hit resistance, coming down now. And home, still there. So just moving through, almost there. Etsy, trendline, snap, and that's it. That's them all, folks. So real quick update on Bitcoin. Finally hit 55K, which is good time resistance from the past. Major run off this level. Tight candle, might reverse tomorrow, but it looks pretty strong. So Bitcoin basically is going to form an intense monthly candle with a wick on the bottom here. So this could mean next month is inside action as well, or run, because from the past we only had one red candle on Bitcoin on the bull run. So this could be our one red candle before the bull run to 100K. And what this means is Riot and Mara starting to look good right now. And I have a video on these two stocks coming out today and just talking about update on them. A lot of people have been following my strategy for this, and they didn't get in it for their own reasons, and now they're nervous because the stock's down. So it's going to be good to check the update video today. Okay, so going through the setups, you guys can do the same. Just looking for the best possible risk to reward. So how much money you can make versus how much you can lose. And I do think Walmart, might have bottomed here. It's at resistance. Let's check out the weekly chart. If I'm curious where something can go, I look at the larger time frame, and a lot of wicks coming at this resistance level. So if we can get a 2-point drop in Walmart, we'll just check the risk reward on here. 2-point drop would be, $1 drop is 100%. So 2 points would be like 200%. So 200 possible percent if Walmart tanks. So I like that. I mean, it's a weekly option, so it's really, really risky considering the time decay and everything. So it might not be my favorite. We'll see. This isn't like directionally. We're basically hoping for reversal, which could happen, but it could also gap up tomorrow. So we are getting CGC for the downturn. And if we hold here, that's the only downside is we just hold 27 bucks. The weekly candle for CGC is inside here. We do have a nice red wick we can fill in. And CGC, just like most stocks, we get a nice dollar drop. It can be 100% for these weeklies. So yeah, there's a great risk to rewards on these trades, but if you're taking the weeklies with 3 days out, the overnight decay is just very risky. So we might hit a 50% loser, but we could make a 200% winner. So you just got to figure out how much you want to, risk on the table. Are you comfortable with 500 bucks losing half of that? Every trade you have to ask yourself, are you comfortable with the downside? You have to acknowledge it, number one. The downside is going to be there. What are you going to do when it happens? Are you going to just let all your emotions come in and drive you to do stupid things? Are you going to be ready for it? Move on to the next thing? All right, so let's throw up MA's Bollinger Bands for Lulu. Lulu is right at resistance, which makes it a little risky to take here, but this might be one we wait for the breakout. So Lulu just tightening at resistance here. Honestly, with this moving average sloping up, all the moving averages starting to slope up, I have a feeling Lulu is going to be making this move over the line here. Volume profiles drive me crazy. So yeah, Lulu, next leg up is like 47, 347-ish. So I'm just going to find the best setup here, and we're going to enter it together. Time decay on this is dramatic. It's about 15% overnight. You need a $5 move to make 100% though. That might be one we look at tomorrow. But Lulu looks great. I really, really like it. A lot of support on that moving average too, this 200. And I like this weekly candle. Beautiful inside action here. It would just suck if we spent the whole week inside this tight range. So 347 is the target for Lulu. And I like it. Let's keep looking though. So I'm going to pick the best one. Stay patient. I'm not picking lows. I'm not sure I'm going to pick space. Compared to these other ones, it's not my super favorite one. And today we're not even finishing the candle off with a wick at the top anymore. So space is kind of running. So we're basically going against that momentum, which is not the smartest thing. We are getting some support here on Verizon, and I can't get excited about 30-cent move. All right, UAL. Very, very tight. Man, this thing looks great. Look at all those tight candles coming into the Bollinger Band. I just hate this 10-week Bollinger Band running over. That's the only thing keeping me out of this one. A lot of red, and that 10's pushing us down. So I'm caught right now between Walmart puts and Lulu calls. Okay. 3 favorite possible setups. Lulu calls 430. I'm not entering this. I'm just gonna put them all in one place here. 342.5. And we got Walmart puts 430. 38. And then the third one, I was a fan of CGC puts. CGC, this looks like it could support there though. And then I was a fan of space puts. Yeah, just giving up. Space is giving up at this. Look at those MAs, they're crossing though. Those MAs are just not giving us a large possible move. So much resistance between them. Lulu, lows, space, Verizon. Yeah, nothing's popping off charts here. Maybe target calls again. And so target's gone completely flat. Completely flat. Just looking at the weekly candle. I think target makes its move next week. Let's look at SPY. This is super tight too. I don't think I can find a third favorite setup right now. You know, maybe Riot. Right, so tight too. Jeez. Mara. The other one's Fubo. Skills. Crazy. Yeah, I don't see much else for a third that I can safely be excited about. Travel stocks, you know, maybe CCL because we've already had it out. It's very tight here. So CCL looks decent. I just can't get behind some of these setups. I think we'll just do 2 for now. I'll just put this in general tab if you want it. Yeah, Walmart is probably the one I'm going with here. If we gap up, it's the only downside. Kind of like a gap and run situation tomorrow. A little too choppy, man. I don't know if I trust my own setup here. And then Lulu, just looking it over once more here. Beautiful candle on the monthly. Weekly, I just love that candle. So let's check out Lulu for like, if I'm not too confident, I just go a little bit further out. Less time decay, less craziness. So if Lulu moves 7.5 points, we'll make 100%. So I'm gonna have to go with Lulu calls here. And we're gonna just go out till next week. And we're gonna go for the 347.5 calls. I'll text that out too. And again, I'm just looking for Lulu to hold this range here and then run over resistance soon. You know, give us a nice push to 350s. All right, let's get it. Matt is entering Lulu calls 5, 4, 5, 6. Let me check my phone. 5, 7. Lou. 5, 7, 21. Strike. 347.5. And you can get this at about 290 to 300. Other favorite, not entering, but I like it. Walmart puts 430 if you want them. 21. Strike. What do we do for Walmart puts? Maybe 138. And this is a weekly, obviously risky. Lulu calls 5, 7. All right, we're good. Okay, entry. Lulu swing call 5, 7, 21. 347.5. Entered at 305. And we're going to swing these, so we got time on it. Just looking for this move to happen in about, hopefully by Friday. Typically, most of our trades we're either getting stopped out or profiting in 24 to 48 hours. So Yeah, pretty pumped on this Lulu setup. Our swing trades have been pretty good recently, and the day trades in the morning have not been. So trying to continue this momentum and keep it going here. So Lulu looks great as we push into the close. Our last level is right here. So just like EA on Friday, we broke through last resistance and we went hard into the close. And I like to see the same thing happen for Lulu, but there's a high chance we trade inside here, which means it's a 5-point drop. So if Lulu drops 5 points, we're going to be looking at a hard to say here. So you just look at the option strikes here. 5 points down is about 40% loss. So luckily, if it really drops to the consolidation range, I think we'll not get stopped out. So yeah, let's see if we can get this run into the close as we starting to see some profits off the bat, 5% up so far. Again, I'm trying to enter trade with you guys to show you the process and show you how we look at things while it's live and how we manage it. But this obviously, as we say, it's not our focus to give trades and have an amazing win record. We'd rather have just consistently taking opportunities that look good and managing them along the way, not sugarcoating it, just showing you guys it's hard, but it's possible. Some months are amazing. It's almost like we never lose. And then some months it's like we always lose. So it's about the average. It's about mitigating downside when the trades aren't going well. All right, 30% GE. If you guys have been following, MVIS stock is the new Wall Street bet pumping stock. And this thing made an amazing run from $2 to $20. This looks very similar to Riot, by the way. Riot made a nice bottom like this chart here and ran to all-time highs on this thing. Riot, very, very similar. Love to see an all-time high run. And just from the math, this doesn't make any sense how this could be so cheap. All right, fam. Any questions? I'll answer questions. We stopped early, so I don't know what to talk about, but we got beautiful momentum in the SPY. Look at that Bollinger Band squeeze. The volatility was high last week, but we finally squeezed the Bollinger Bands together, and the VIX has to be under 16 here. VIX is under 17, 18, so that's a great sign. So that just is going to give us a good leg for these calls to run. So if you're interested in any of our call setups, the market looks primed to allow those to move. So target, probably going to make a nice comeback later this week. The airlines, cruise lines, maybe. I mean, CCL's been green most of this afternoon. Who put a smiley face here? Barto. So yeah, be careful taking the puts with the market here. It could work out. We just unemotionally put out a setup. We don't think too much about the context, but you do have to take in the larger picture on everything too. You don't want to be taking put plays when the market looks like this. but it's not saying they can't work out. Looking through everything else, I don't see too many other things looking great. I mean, space, we got put play possible for space here, and I do think we could get a couple dollar drop in space, which could be a couple 100% if you're using the weeklies. Up to you guys here, though. Can you explain how you know the percent return a price will move? Yeah, this is a common question. I think we do it on every live stream is go through this question. Basically, all you're doing is saying how much can the stock move. I think Lulu's going 5 to 7 points next week. So you just go to the option chain, and this option is a 345 strike, and this option is 340. So that would be considered a 5-point move. So you just look at the prices of the option. So 180 going to 370, 350. That's 100% move for a $5 predicted move in the strike prices. And so if we're buying next week's options, a $5 move will be 347.5 to 342.5, which is what we bought. And $5 makes us about 80%, like $300 going to 500. So if we get a $7 move, it's 100%, 7.5. So you just use the strike prices to gauge your predicted move, and then you look at the price of those options and figure that out. All right. Ladies stream is tonight. Yes, ladies stream. It's at 6 o'clock. Ladies stream tonight, 6 p.m. MST. And tonight I will be available to answer questions for the ladies if they need it. So space is not looking good here. Walmart, what are you looking like? Walmart's looking decent, unfortunately. So we're just holding Lulu overnight. This should allow us to get into a trade tomorrow without having to manage too much. And I love the moving averages coming here. So looking for a gap up in Lulu if we can get it. If you guys want this video, I can send it in the general, actually. How do I know what the option price will be based on the stock price? Yeah, so again, you just look at the option $5 higher if you think the move is going to be $5, and that should show you the difference in the option price. It's probably better to show this on Robinhood. Square. We can talk through Lulu. So if you think SPY is going up $3, you just, if you're holding this option, you just look at the option price that is $3 higher. So 1, 2, 3. This is the possible price if it moved that way. Just a quick raw analysis of it. And so Lulu here is obviously bullish because it broke out of a really, really big consolidation. Let's turn this to green. And during this move, what it did is it made 3 higher lows. So a higher low is a very bullish sign. And then at this point here, we're about to cross these MAs to the upside. So crossing MAs is very bullish too. You got this MA crossing in that one. So you can see here, higher low, higher low, higher low, very bullish. And then we finally break out of this chop channel. And now we're making higher highs, which is also very bullish. So I took the amount of, I took the option further out because theta is less, 10%. I don't want to risk 10% overnight. And theta here is about 8. If I was taking the weeklies, it would have been 15%, which was a little scary for me. So I didn't do it. And I think this is a better choice because we only need a extra $2 move to make 100%, and we have less time decay per day, percent wise. Yeah, so I personally took the 5/7s. I would be, risky. I'd be looking at the 430s if I was a gambler right now. But when I look at my setups, I think about the move happening tomorrow. If the move happens tomorrow, I don't want to have too much time on it. So yeah, this is just where these are the things I was thinking about. What I actually entered was inside this channel and this channel. These are the ones I actually entered. What's the difference in the weeklies and the monthlies? Weeklies are options that are expiring this week. So time decay is so much higher. And monthlies are just like 30 days out usually. But you have these like mid-month options, which are also like a good balance. So like stocks like TXG only have monthlies. And if it has monthlies, what it means is it's just not a liquid option chain, because if it was liquid, it would have weeklies because more people would be trading it. And so you go here to open interest. And I love TXG as a stock and setup, but the volume today was 0. The volume today was 0, 0, 0 for like half of the option chain. So I like it, but if nobody's trading it, I lose so much money on the fill. Like the spread on this is about 50% loss or 30% loss. So you don't want to be in the monthlies because there's not as many people in it, which means that the liquidity is so much smaller. So like you go to something like a DraftKings setup here, and the spread is actually $2. It's $1 right now, $1 between the bid and the ask. So that's how much you lose from slippage is the spread. So you could possibly lose like half of the spread or the whole spread, or so you want to make sure you're at least trading things with a tighter spread. So the tighter the spread, the more people in it. Like right here for a month out, DraftKings spread is now $10 for 400. So very liquid still, but the further you go out, the less liquid the spread is. So here, it's actually really liquid on all of them. Yeah, pretty crazy. DraftKings is very tight. I bought some Riot Leaps, and those are not that liquid. They're not Leaps. I just bought September's. They were pretty far apart at one point. So yeah, good question. As we head into the close, at this point, market can do anything overnight. We don't really worry about our positions after we enter them. We just wait for tomorrow morning, and then we, make that plan and figure out how to play new plays or how to play the thing we just entered tomorrow. Lulu still looks great. Holding 340 into the close would be a really good sign. Breaking over would be even better. And so, yeah, I think we got good things happening here. Walmart just still looks very strong. Might have been a bummer of Virgin Galactic, though, falling off here. Really hard to get the put plays in a bull market, but Virgin is really coming off this level of 24 or 2370. Beautiful. So yeah, as you traders know, I spent the last week writing a book on trading mistakes, and very, very important stuff here. And the book should come out in like maybe 10 days, but there's a lot of mistakes you can make. And most important, you just have to avoid what we call lethal emotions, because your plan is only so great until the wrench comes in, and then you're thrown off balance. You don't know how to react, and then you let these emotions come in and start making decisions like FOMO and jealousy. If you don't have any control, you go on Wall Street bets, you see people pumping MVIS, and you feel FOMO, you want to get in. You don't even think too much about the entry point. You're just chasing that setup based off of emotions. FOMO is a killing emotion for your account. And then greed. A lot of people feel greed at certain moments where they're, instead of being content with $50 a day, you go to 100, or you start trading in the stock market and you want to make money, and you only put that goal of making money in focus and forget about the whole idea of trying to build a skill and be great at something. So these four emotions are just key to understand, especially when they come and you feel them. You want to make sure you at least acknowledge it, and then have a plan to calm them, and then have a plan to walk away. You just want to reduce these emotions when they come up. You do want to make sure these emotions don't lead to mistakes in the market. And then fear, if you're trading with money you can't afford to lose, you're basically going to lose that money. It's a self-defeating idea there that you can trade the stock market with money you care about. If you're fearful of losing it, you're just not going to make good decisions, and just ends up leading to that money wither away. Happens all the time. So yeah, that's huge. That'll come out soon. And that's all I got here. I don't have much more questions, anybody. We're just gonna keep Lulu here, and I'm gonna put up the option for next week just so we can monitor it. I think we got 10% runner here so far. Damn. So I'm talking about 10%. Inside candles, I don't really count the wick. Like this candle here, the first candle I count the wick, but the next candles I don't count the wick, because this one could have gone like 10 cents over, and you don't know if you use this wick or if you use the body. So it's just better just to use the first candle with the wick, and then the next candles you can use just bodies, or just bodies and wicks. Doesn't matter 100%. You just want to make sure that it's generally not going outside the first range. GE 55% from CeeLo. Nice. I think GE's being pumped on Wall Street bets, or no? I know they had earnings. Crazy earnings rejection there. So GE, people buying houses, need to buy appliances. We are looking for that as a social arb play too. So GE as an appliance possible pop. What's happening here? Someone posted a chart called Wish. Let's check out his chart and practice charts. So Mitchell posted a chart on Wish, and yeah, downside wedge, came out of the wedge. Ooh, I like this volume one. What is that volume indicator called? That thing is beautiful. You know, I've been pretty tired of my volume being here on the screen. I think I like that coming down there. Volume color bars. Where'd you go? Oh, the wrong one. Yeah, which one is that, Mitchell? Volume pressure. That's what Jay's been using too. Volume pressure. This is really cool. Dang, this is like next level here. Like, why not? This is something I'm definitely going to have in my arsenal. So I'm going to save this as my course one. Yeah, I mean, this is really, really cool because it's like showing you the difference in what happened today. Dang. And with the candles, I have to play with this while it's trading, but I bet you when the candles are trading midday, it's super helpful too. Like you can know which candles are all buying or all selling. Let's go Lulu, SPY, ripping. So yeah, that's what we were figuring was going to happen. Eventually that rip over. Let me just add this to my one setting, Mitchell. Oh, dang, you already fixed it. Volume pressure. So you learn something new every day here. Templates, save, best setting. Beautiful. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, so Wish. And so Mitchell had a downward trend here of a wedge forming. And so this is a great setup. It's always nice to get a pop out of the wedge, but the wedge pop does not last long. So that's the only downside of this setup. The wedge pop just doesn't really go as far as we think it's gonna. It usually hits some resistance somewhere. So I would suggest adding the fib retracement tool just to see where the levels are here. And so we do have the 23% level being at 1650, which I think you've had marked. 1750, I think we're going to see a pause on that red line. where you have it, but yeah, it's not bad as long as we hold this candle's bottom here. I would assume we kind of trade sideways here. We'll see. I just get this feeling that we're gonna chop somewhere on this line. But it's a beautiful run so far. And you can also move your the charts. I'll have to figure this out later. Top margin. Yeah, I need some more bottom margin here. Maybe not. Why is the candlestick so close to the volume here? It's kind of annoying. One free month from Rachel. Yeah, there's some things I don't have it. Yeah, it's weird why it's not underneath here. Why is the volume like floating in the middle of the screen? Present a vertical. Length. Ah. Probably shouldn't mess with this. All right, what else we got happening? ATR. Well, so I had the bottom margin here, but it was taking everything down. Like the candlesticks are still on top of it. Yeah, I'll have to figure this out another time. It's probably something in the price settings. All right, guys, any questions? We're still going to be holding Lulu overnight. And tomorrow morning, we'll try to scalp the market. I think it should be fun. Market's very tight, so I don't think we get huge movements, but we could get a nice breakout late day. It's a beautiful candle here on the SPY. And just sitting right on that 10 MA. Yeah, SPY looks really good. Craziness into the close though. And we have NEO earnings coming up. All right. That's all I got, fam. Again, pop on the charts, figure out why we use these setups, what we like from them, and CELO's got GE here. Yeah, I like that move. Triangle move on GE. Possible upside break after earnings. So what you want to do, again, go through the books, go through the course. It's free. Turn on text alerts, manage your subscription in here, cancel your subscription, change your card. You can do all through here too. And put in your phone number, or you can get text and email alert through this. You just got to click those buttons. Be a little boring day when the market's, when the VIX is this low and we're in a bull market. There's just a lot of these boring days. You got to just have larger time frame options and be a little bit more patient with this stuff. And so tomorrow we'll see what happens. And we'll see if we start getting some pops in some of these setups. 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'll see you there. What we'll do is probably get into some shorter term stuff. Maybe trade space or CCL because it's cheaper and the options could make 100% pretty quickly in the morning. If we get that move of $1, maybe even 70 cents, we'll see. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys popping on. And thanks for sharing your knowledge, especially with the volume pressure. That's exciting. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Enjoy. Peace.